Already off rip. This is weird. I went to a My Little Pony rave and saw blood, people off drugs, furries, and a lot of pee. Just so much pee. I did something that is insanely out of my comfort zone, like beyond what I ever thought I would ever go to or do or experience. And obviously, you've read the title. I went to a My Little Pony rave in downtown Miami. 24 hours before the rave was supposed to go, I didn't know I was saying yes to this. The night prior, I was essentially socially pressured into saying, yeah, I definitely want to go into a My Little Pony rave. Instead of my initial reaction was, fuck no, I don't want to go to a My Little Pony rave. Thank you very much. But I'm very happy I went overall because, oh my God, the experience this night was insane. So within these 24 hours, I'm basically getting everything in my body ready to go to a rave. I have never gone to one before. I kind of get the gist of what it is. And because it's themed, I am 100% dressing up as much as I can. We had a group of 4 with us. One didn't dress up. He just wore a horn. One was Twilight Sparkle, the other Applejack, and me, Rainbow Dash, if you can tell by the remnants of my cutie mark that we put on. Basically, everything you see in this costume is just put together an amalgamated form of something that one of my friends had lying around, even the rainbow flags and the gloves, all leftovers from something else. So very, very thankful that I actually got to look the part going to the rave. So the entire rave is supposed to start from 9 and it goes till 3 a.m. Typical for a rave, very, very long, very late night vibes, especially for Miami. That's nothing new. But we were agreeing that we didn't want to be like the first persons in the door. So we were agreeing to get there around 10:30. And we ended up getting there at 10:30. But in order to get there, we had to drive 50 minutes. And to get there, we had to go through some of the worst roads I've ever seen in my life, ever. And on the way there, one of our ponies had to fucking pee about 4 times throughout the drive. And we kept having to pull over in these god awful gas stations where I'm genuinely just scared shitless, like wired in adrenaline clicking up the ass, just trying to function for the rest of the night and just be aware, know my surroundings and all that stuff when we stop. Because we would walk everyone in and walk everyone out of the gas stations and then pee, but whatever. All that fun stuff. That's awesome. Miami downtown, super great. Holy crap, those streets were terrible. And there's one part of that drive where we're literally coasting down a back road where it's like out of a GTA slums. It is so bad. You'll drive down, there's like shipping crates on our left, nothing on our right, and just railroad for like a good mile. It was really bad. And of course, there's like those UV, like, don't do heroin streets, so you can't see your face. Anyways, I'm getting ahead of myself. The drive there was awful, but once we got there, the entire, everything became really, really packed because you get downtown and we get to the place. It's basically like this big giant cube of a bunch of clubs. Like you can tell, like all the streets are lined with cars. Like you can't find parking anywhere. And there's clubs here, 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 here. And so we're looking for parking and we find it. Awesome. Very, very lucky. So we pay for parking, blah, blah, blah. We get out of the car and we start walking. While we are walking there, the first thing everyone notices is, besides the unsafe feeling that we're feeling this whole time, pee. Oh my God, because I guess this one cubic, giant section of my downtown Miami is littered with clubs and everything, the entire street will just have pockets of urine, like a ton of it. I turned to one of my friends walking through these streets, and I literally mentioned to them, if they were to pee what they peed on these streets into a toilet, the toilet would break and fall apart. It was radiated urine. It was so unbelievably heinous to witness. It was actually walking through and getting fucking tear gassed every pocket you would walk through. It was so bad. I couldn't stand it. But apart from the pee, we got to the club and it was really exciting. Getting there was kind of fun besides, all that I've mentioned, but Once we get there, we see a bunch of people in costume. We know we're in the right place because, my God, do people go all out for this? There was a lot of people dressed up as the other ponies. There was a lot of people in full makeup and costume and everything, essentially. It was really cool to see and witness people really just participating to their fullest. So, as to be expected with a club like this, or many different raves, they hired like a few bouncers at the front, like police officers, to make sure people get in and out and have tickets and all this stuff. So there are a few armed people at the front. They'll come into play later. But we get past them. We get inside. No problem. We scan our tickets. Easy peasy. No money. Easy. So we get in, and the very first thing we notice, it is blazing fucking hot. It is so unbelievably hot in there. And I was regretting wearing pants. Like, I should have taken note from the other people in here and just gone fucking half naked, because that would have been the optimal play. But I don't know how people were surviving in here. It was 1,000,000,000 degrees, and some people were in, like, there was, I think, 2 people I saw in full fursuits. Power to you. That is not for me. It's gotta be so unbelievably hot in there. Like, it really does have to boil you alive, especially when you're surrounded by a bunch of people, loud music, and everyone's moving, everyone's trying to dance, have a good time. That room was flaming hot. It was so unbelievably hot. The first thing we noticed, because we walk into the venue, it's like a warehouse. The entire thing is just, it's essentially made to like slow cook people. So we walk in, big warehouse, it kind of extends this way, and right around the middle is a bunch of merch, but the merch isn't like, it's not protected in any way. So I don't know if people were just taking the merch or whatever, but I mean, if my intention was to go to a rave and steal things, it would have been 1,000,000 times easier here, because they were just on racks and no one's around them. Like, just, I could be on the other side of a rack and just plug it off and take it. It was ridiculous. But they had among those shirts and everything that they had on racks, there was one amazing shirt that was standing out to every single one of us when we were there. It was hung up on a wall, and we saw only one other guy wearing it, but I will post a picture of it here in a sec. That is what it is. It is the Alvin and the Chipmunks image, where on the front it is the chipmunks, the boy chipmunks, and then on the back it is the girl chipmunks, I believe. But it is pretty heinous. It was very funny to see that reference like out in public. So that was kind of cool. After we see the shirt, we go to the left and we see like a big, we keep going into the venue. It's like packed with people already, because it's about 10:30. Things already warmed up and everything. It's packed with people. And then we go to the left, there's like an empty-ish room with a bunch of mirrors, and we're like, banger, that's awesome. Let's go take some photos against the mirror. Turned out great, but once we got in there, oh no, we realized it's the smoke room. None of us smoke. None of us even vape. It's just disgusting in there. It is like a foul stench, and it is a fumigation room. Like, you wouldn't survive in this room normally. But we get in, take a few photos, get the fuck out. And that was great. But it was like this really red room. It was like an open space. I was excited to have like a space to go chill, but no. After the smoke room, we kind of leave and we go to our own little section kind of towards the back. We didn't go towards the front. No point in going to fucking waste our time up there or push past people to get there. Not worth it at all. But we go and we got our little square footage of our own little kind of cube section where it's all 4 of us huddled around and just having a good time. And I'm sitting there dancing, but my God, is my anxiety spiking. Pretty much, like, me and my friend Max are both kind of panicking because, my God, the music is so loud and the place is so hot. And we realized, oh, we're going to be here for a while. And I have nothing to do, so I'm going to go on my phone. And I open my phone. I'm starting to open Pokemon packs. I started using the TCG game, and the first card I drew, banger. It was a banger. It was a full animation card. It was so good. And I'm very happy I pulled it, because it was a really good uptick for the night. I needed it at that point. So after that trading card pull, I was hyped a little bit. I was like, okay, I might be in a good spot. So after we kind of get a little bit more settled, maybe like 20 minutes in, it's still so. We're ready for like some actual music to come on. And keep in mind, this is a My Little Pony techno EDM nightcore rave. All of those were on the title of this. So we were expecting like Discord, a bunch of different nightcore songs. We were expecting a bunch of different songs that we knew because we had hyped ourselves up the whole day because we went out to go get outfits and things. And we were talking about how we were literally playing songs in the car, all nightcore, like the classics, everything that you can do. But nothing really came on. The first song that came on that we recognized was Monster by Skillet. And oh my God, the only reason that song, obviously that song's super hype, but my friend Ari was literally playing it in the car to hype us up because we were like, okay, we just need to listen to something else that isn't nightcore for a second. So she put that on, banger. But it was awesome because I hadn't heard that song in like maybe a year. And then it came up that night in the car and then again at the concert, super awesome. The only other song that was super hype that came up throughout the entire night was Revenge. Now, Revenge made every ounce of this concert kind of worth it. Almost kind of. That's very generous comment. It was really awesome, though. That's what I'm getting at. Revenge was the peak of that entire musical performance, and it was so hype. The entire crowd was fucking going ballistic for it. I was jumping up and down. I'm dancing the whole time, but like I popped off for it. It was so fun. Revenge and Monster were the best songs that were played, and I didn't expect it to be so much EDM. And just techno. Like, I wish there were more lyric songs that I could kind of like jive with and kind of follow a little bit better. But this was like, a lot of it was just rhythm based, which is great. I don't mind it, but it was kind of like a managed expectation thing where I don't know 100%. I didn't know going into it that I was going to be like, I expected more songs that I was going to recognize is essentially the only problem with the music, but everything else was fantastic. Finally, we're about like maybe 40 minutes in, maybe an hour. I've opened all my Pokemon packs. It's over. I can't be staring at my phone anymore, flipping through the weather app. It doesn't work because I've opened all of Max's and Biggie's and Ari's packs as well. We've gone through it all. But after opening all that and just chilling out, kind of burning some time, Ari and I decide to go back to the car and take a mini walk and break, and then also to get more to drink because there's no water in there that isn't like $6 and so, or drinks. So we go back to the car, and on our way back again, piss. So much piss. It was like at least 3 pockets of piss for like a 4-minute walk. It was really bad. And it was heinous, radiated piss. So we get back to the car, we get something to drink. And then on our way back, it's also phenomenally nice out because this was November in Miami. It was really, really nice to get a break from the absolute human cooker that we were in and step outside to go actually breathe non-vapey air. It was really, really, really appreciated. And we take about 20 minutes, maybe 30. We take a little bit just to walk there, walk back. And I'm like stalling. I don't want to go back in because I'm just jiving not being in there. But we get to the car, we chillax for 2 seconds, and then we start walking back. And on our way back, we see something that's really freaky because this plays into like the whole vibe of the area where it's like, if I were to go here and be here regularly, my level of danger and things that could happen to me as a person are elevated at least 100%. They're double, if not triple, if not quadruple. Like the odds of something happening here at the event or outside the event in the area, way higher than anywhere else. Absolutely truthful statement. Like there's nothing more to that. But to play off that, when we're walking back, we see as we're getting closer, there's a guy and a girl. This guy is like, he's pretty jacked, but he's got his shirt off and he's got blood covering all over his face, of the right side of his face, stemming from the cut on the eye. But he's got blood streaking down him, like not flowing really, but it's leaking. He's leaking. and it's all over him. And then he also has a girl that's with him. We see this guy and this girl covered in blood. She is out of it. It was really, 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 really dangerous to see her in that state because she was not lucid, or she was not like, she was off either too much substances or she was hit involved in a fight really, really bad. But we didn't see them scuffle at all, which is good. But we start going inside. And then as we're passing them, he comes up to me asking to be let in because the guard, the like bouncer has stopped me. And he's like, dude, just let me in. I need to go clean myself up. I don't work there. Fuck off. Talk to this guy. But he was explaining to the bouncer about how somebody at the inside randomly, like full force, like just smashed their elbow into him. And either, I don't know if it was like this or like a front way, but they like clip open. Cause he came up to me and I saw it. It was like ripped open like this. Exactly how it is in like UFC fights where they're like, okay, you need more Vaseline. But he got clipped on his eye and it was just leaking. So he wanted to be let back in with this woman that was not good. She was not, she really didn't look like she was there. It was really worrying. So I was like, on our way in, I offered to help her and say like, hey, are you good? And she kind of like shoved, like waved me off and stuff, like me and Ari, because we're both there. But he's in a fit. The guy is mad as hell because he can't get in to wash himself off with blood. And, well, he was just fucking clocked. So after we get back inside, we start explaining this to Max and Biggie, who are still there and like waiting for us. And we're like, dude, there is some fucked up shit going on. And later on, we stay there for about another 30 minutes. And then we see both, maybe less, maybe 20-ish, but we see the guy still with his shirt off and the girl in there, both just get let back in somehow. Not that they shouldn't be there, but like, you got other shit going on. Like, you might need like at least a Band-Aid. So they get let back in and we see them going around. She is out of it. It is so bad. So there was a lot of people, and it's a rave. I know people are going to be on drugs, but wow, I'm happy I didn't do anything. I'm happy I only took an Adderall. That was sick, but it also made me panicky. So whatever. I digress from that story. It was really, really freaky to see like coming back into it, people with blood, all that stuff. So yada, yada, yada. I digress. It was very, very interesting experience overall. Because I like going to things where there's a ton of other people that are there for that one thing. It's really neat because you go to it's like going to a con. It's like going to a Ren fair where everyone is just as interested in this as you, if not way more. And you're all just going to have a good time. It's really fun. It's community. Ooh, people like community. Ooh. But very happy I went. Very, very, very happy I went, even though it was kind of weird and fearful at a bunch of times. I am super excited that Ari had like a wonderful fucking time. She had a great fucking time. She said this is like, she's a different person. This is her element. So I'm happy that she had a really good time doing that. I had a decent time, like overall, pretty good. I had a lot of fun dancing around and fucking doing nothing. But the others cannot say the same. I don't think Maxwell enjoyed himself nearly as much, but it's a rave. If it's either for you or it's not, which is totally understandable. But we were both even though we had different opinions, we were both of the same mindset. Oh my God, I'm happy I went to this because it was neat to see what the fuck it is. So at the very least, I got information out of it. Super fun. Had a good time. We left around 1:30 and oh my God, that was a little late. That was a little late for like a 40-minute drive home. Holy. Oh yeah. Real quick, if you're thinking about going to a rave or anything, especially if you're going downtown to whatever fucking city you go to, don't drive. Just don't. Don't drive. Get an Uber, go with some friends, split the Uber cost. You're good. Get dropped off, get picked up. Don't worry about it. That's the best advice I can give you throughout all this. Yeah. One thing I did forget to mention was parking. When we parked, wasn't an issue. We found a small parking lot, paid for parking, $46, kind of ass, but we set the time for 3 hours. We don't worry about it. Easy peasy. I had my girlfriend's car at the time, and I accidentally put in my car's license plate because I knew it and had photos of it. So not only did we pay for the parking for a wrong car, I have to pay the parking ticket on top of that. And that just sucks. That just sucks. But apart from that, very worthwhile. But absolutely do not drive. It's just not worth it because then you can also like drink and have more fun and be a little bit more loose. That's fine, especially if that's your scene. But it's just not worth it to park and figure out where and then if everything's correct or if someone's touching your car or whatever. So yeah, I had a lot of fun doing this. Thank you very much for watching. Peace out.